Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this overview of the Great Wealth Transfer. I commend and thank you for requesting additional information to find out how you can start generating wealth from one of the major trends in the marketplace today. First of all, we want you to stop making money, and we want you to start generating wealth instead. We're going to show you how to do that in a moment with one of the major trends in the marketplace. But first of all, let me show you a quote from Robert Kiyosaki in one of his books. He writes, "The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work." What a great quote from Robert Kiyosaki. There are 4 ways to produce an income. On the top left-hand corner here, you can become an employee, build the dreams of your employer instead of your own dreams by having a job. Or you can become self-employed, work towards your dreams by owning a job, and that job actually owns you as well. You can become an investor. If you have an inheritance or you're wealthy, you're born into a lot of wealth, you can own investments that will generate an income to you. Or you can become a business owner and own a system. This is the category that Robert Kiyosaki is talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You can build a network of people that have the same goals and dreams that you have. So you can help them build their dream, and they can help you build your dream. You'll take a look at 95% of the population fall into these 2 categories on the left-hand side of this chart, employees and self-employed. But they only control 5% of the wealth that's out there. 95% of the population controlling only 5% of the wealth. Not a very good figure. On the right hand of this chart, your investor and the business owner, that's only 5% of the population. But they control 95% of the wealth. So it makes good sense to be in this category. And unless you did inherit money or you won the lotto or something, you're not possibly going to be in this investor group. So the next best thing is the business owner that owns a system. And a lot of people are finding that out, ladies and gentlemen. Over the last 5-10 years, the last 5 especially, there's a lot of people getting into home-based business opportunities. Network marketing, building a network of people that have the same goals as you and dreams as you do to help each other succeed in a business that will eventually replace that job that you may have currently on a full or part-time basis with your home-based business opportunity. But you have to be very careful. There's a lot of changing marketplace out there, and take a look at the industry, health and wellness industry, for example. If you're in a program where they have a product that's supposed to be the next best thing since sliced bread, what happens if the people that you try to sell that product to don't like the taste, the smell, the flavor, the effect it has on their body? You don't have a customer. What happens in the wireless industry? Most people that have a cell phone, and everybody does nowadays, they're most likely happy with where they're at, or they would have moved already. And you might have an window of opportunity there where they will be switching at the same time that you're presenting it to them. But what are the odds of that? How about a coffee industry? If you're trying to sell coffee to somebody that doesn't drink coffee, like myself, you don't have a sale. And people don't like to be sold. I don't, and I'm sure that you don't either. So you need to make sure that you're in a marketplace that will give you longevity. So I'm going to share with you some information. Allow me to introduce you to a recession-proof global industry where you can own a system to build a network of people and start generating wealth as a business owner instead of just making money, like Robert Kiyosaki refers to in his quote. The biggest shift of wealth in the history of mankind is taking place in this industry that I'm referring to right now. Experts say that this is the beginning of a 10-year window of opportunity, minimum, and it'll probably take 15 to 20 years before it even thinks about slowing down. What industry am I and the experts referring to, you might ask? E-commerce is the industry we are referring to. For example, e-commerce ended 2013, just this month ago, at $1.2 $1.29 trillion and is increasing by 20+% yearly. Let me illustrate for you how huge this world e-commerce trend really is with some graphs that I want to share with you. But first, let me explain what it is and how it works. We're all consumers. We consume goods and services daily, weekly, monthly, however often we purchase things. But we are consumers. And 95% of the population, of those 95% of consumers, will research on the internet before they purchase an item. So here you are, in this circle in the bottom left-hand corner. You want to buy an item, and you want to do some research. So you go to your computer or your handheld device, anything with an internet connection, and you find the item you're looking for. You find a good price. 70+% of us that do the research online will purchase it online. The other 20+% will go to the store and buy it. Let's say you buy it online. You put it in a shopping cart on that website that you found it. Once you're done shopping, you close it out and you go to checkout. And at that time, they will charge X amount of dollars. Some coin will be exchanged, taken from your debit or credit card for that item to ship it to your door. So it's a convenient marketplace, ladies and gentlemen. Online shopping, e-commerce, that's exactly what it is, and we're going to show you how to take advantage of that. Here is a chart that I talked about. 2010, it was a forecast. Shows that the U.S. is going to be at 29% of the e-commerce marketplace by the year 2010. It was a little more than that, but online consumer commerce is growing by 27.5% a year in Asia, a region that will overtake Europe by 2012, and it did. They talk about 19.4% per year, and worldwide e-commerce totaled $572.5 billion in the year 2010. Some pretty incredible figures. But let me show you a little bit more recent, a little bit more reality, if you will. 2011 Global View. They predicted or projected $192 billion in the U.S. at 26% of the marketplace, $278 billion over in European Union, $165 billion over in the Asian Pacific, over in Africa and so forth, $18 billion. You're looking at $87 billion in South America or Latin America. Those are the projections back in 2011. Let me show you what they project here for the year 2017. We're at $87 billion, just to show you how huge this is. $87 billion in Latin America in 2011. They're showing it $220 billion by the year 2017. Everything else has gone up as well. We were at 190 some billion, 192 billion for the U.S., and they're projecting it to be 379 billion by the year 2017. Some pretty incredible figures, ladies and gentlemen, but going from 87 to 220 in Latin America alone shows you how huge this marketplace is. Here they talk about sales of physical goods through online social networks will grow by 93% per year in the U.S. to reach a $14 billion by the year 2015. This chart shows that online consumers will increase their spending 62% by the year 2016 to attain retail sales in $327 billion in the U.S. alone by the year 2016. U.S. online retail forecast from 2012 to 2017, they talk about the increase. We're going to be at $370 billion by the year 2017. And the web will account for 10% of those sales, of U.S. retail sales total. Incredible numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're looking at the mobile commerce, m-commerce. Retail sales made on smartphones alone in that category reached $8 billion in 2012, which was 3% of the total e-commerce sales. Look at here. They're going to be going to $31 billion projected in 2017, which is going to be 9% of total e-commerce sales. These numbers are just going off the charts, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible opportunity. Here we have mobile commerce that includes smartphone and tablets. For example, over in Africa, you take a look at on a weekend, all online purchases, 65% of them are done with a handheld device in Africa. So this is a huge market, not only here in the U.S., but overseas in Europe, down in South America, United Kingdom, wherever you are on the globe, you are in e-commerce, big time. M-commerce sales were up 82% in 2012. They went up over 56% to end 2013, a little over $38 billion. But look at here, they're going to be at $108.56 billion by the year 2017, which is 25% of the retail e-commerce marketplace down here. You're looking at here, it's a 17.5% increase by the year 2017. We have a figure here that projected talking about Thanksgiving, the 5-day Thanksgiving sales period. This was back in 2009-10. But even then they realized that Cyber Monday nets the most sales. Even though they do, most e-retailers or online shopping saw the most year after year growth on Thanksgiving Day. And in fact, in 2013, this past Thanksgiving Day, 2013, online retailer sales exceeded in-store sales, brick and mortar, for the first time ever in the history of mankind. European forecasts, they're looking at trying to get to that $248.3 billion in e-commerce forecast by the year 2017. The pace of growth will be fastest at 18% per year in southern European countries like Italy and Spain. So if you know somebody in those areas, guess what? You can take advantage of this marketplace if you know how. E-retail sales in Brazil. Here's specifically in one of the South American countries. It talks about the annual growth rate of 17.5% over the next 5 years will get them to $22 billion by the year 2016. So I just have 2 questions. Would you like to start generating wealth from this major trend? And if so, have you figured out how to generate wealth from this trend? Most likely not. You might be able to center in on a few here and there, parts and bits and pieces of it, but not the complete market trend. Not a problem, ladies and gentlemen. We have. Our company can position you in front of this major market trend so that you can take part in the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind ever. Please get back to the person that shared this presentation with you, or simply click on the link in the post below to find out more. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was enlightening for you and very informative. Bye for now.